Welcome to the latest edition of the OTTO'S Valet series. I'm your host, Derick Fage. Today I am extremely excited because I am picking up the president and CEO of BMW Group Canada. His name is Andrew Scott, and he's here taking a tour of the OTTO'S BMW dealership, and I am pulling up to pick him up. There he is. Andrew, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Pleasure.
Derek, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So are we going to sing?
We can sing. You want to do a little carpool karaoke?
I've heard rumors there's a chance that we're going to be singing a Mariah Carey song.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And
well,
I'm mildly excited and terrified by that.
Let's talk about BMW as a brand and what makes it so special. Describe it to people for us.
Well, it's what we're doing right now, I'd say, which is driving. The thing that separates BMW from almost all car brands is this brand promise of the ultimate driving machine or the ultimate driving experience. And that's what we want our clients, our associates all to believe in and experience is we believe in the joy of driving.
Right.
And that is what we want to see, which I just saw from you, is a smile on your face when you're behind the wheel of our product, right?
Right.
So.
Tell me about this particular vehicle because, you know, obviously electrification is big on what you're doing, and I know sustainability a part of it as well.
Yeah, you know, I was excited when I found out about this, that we'd be driving the iX. This is actually, I just told the team at Autos that this is the car that me and my family drive every single day.
Okay.
And electrification is a big part of the future for the world, Canada, Ontario, and we've got a great strategy for that. And you're driving it today, the iX. The car I'm driving, my family and I have got 2 young kids, so we've got enough space in the back. And in the summer, we were doing trips, and because people in Ontario will understand this, from Toronto up to Parry Sound, and we were getting up to 550 kilometers of range in that car. So perfect in terms of e-mobility, driving dynamics, fun, but space, because my 2 kids definitely don't want to sit beside each other for a 3-hour car ride. So we had tons of fun. So it's great. And you mentioned a unique word there, Craig, of sustainability. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that people don't always fully understand is how much focus we as a brand have on sustainability. And like, for example, the floor mats in the car are made from recycled fishing nets. Really? So the group harvests those from the ocean. We work with a supplier and we convert those into the floor mats here because this car is kind of our lead discussion on all things sustainable because it's very important to everybody. Right?
You just did a tour of OTTO'S BMW and an amazing success story, right?
Yes.
Otto himself being the first to bring BMW to Canada back in 1964, right?
Yep.
Celebrating their 60th year in business, and then 55 years of the dealership itself. What does it mean to have a local dealership that's been around for 60 years like this?
Yeah, it was a true pleasure with Sonia and her team to walk through the store again. I've been to the old store before, but just to see, and the thing that made it really unique, Craig, was, and I think what makes Otto special is she knew the name of every single employee in the dealership, knew how long they had worked there for, knew what they did. And this is what I've noticed, the work that they do in their community with a high degree of community involvement in talking about the family business, which is what we rely on as a brand, is working with our dealer partners to have that relationship with community. And this dealership sets that bar very, very high. So super impressed with the team and what they're doing in Ottawa.
So Andrew, you know, we talk about the brand and we've talked about this fantastic vehicle. What I should ask you actually, and this is probably a very difficult question, because it's kind of like asking if you have a favorite child, but do you have a favorite BMW vehicle?
Yeah. Well, at the dealership that I just left, I saw a 2002 TII, which I told Sonia, which was her car apparently when she was young, that's my favorite car. And we have this tradition at our office of every time you change roles, people will order a 1/18 scale car and sign it for you. Really? And the first rotation that I did, that was the car I was gifted. So it always had this special place in my heart. And if you ever get a chance to drive that car, which is hard these days, it's bare bones, basic, stick shift, clutch, fast. And so that's the car that has a special place in my heart. But right now, the BMW M2 is kind of that ultimate driving machine. You can still get it in a manual transmission, and like I said earlier, the joy of driving is what we believe in, and that's kind of my today favorite car. But the 2002 TII is definitely the all-time BMW for me.
Any particular challenges that you see as a brand right now that you're looking at tackling?
Yeah, you know what? The thing that's going to be interesting, I'd say, for the industry and Canada is this evolution to electric.
Right.
So what direction do customers want to go? We know the direction the government's leading all car brands down to. So that's a challenge for us in that we always want to make sure our customers have the right choice for what they want, but we also know the industry and sustainability is leading us in a different direction at the same time. So we are definitely trying to manage both of those demands as a car brand in Canada for sure. And right now, I would say we're doing it well. We've got plug-in hybrids, we have electric cars, we have ICE-powered vehicles, and we have coming down in the future discussions around hydrogen as well. So lots of options, but definitely of the things that keep me up at night, that's one of those things we just want to make sure we figure out for this country.
You mentioned 18 years with BMW. I want to ask, where did you start? What was the starting point for you with BMW?
Yeah, with BMW, I actually started in the parts department. So one of the first jobs I had was talking about selling winter tires, parts, accessories to customers and to dealers, and it was a great way, and I will say this, when you can start in the back of the house, it gets you really prepared for the front of the house.
Right.
So it was great for me to start there, and I have fond memories, and I'm one of the few presidents who'd actually go and talk to a service and parts team and sort of ask them questions about the inside of the car, not just selling the car.
What do you do outside of, you mentioned, of course, you have a family,
Yep.
you have a young family yourself. I imagine, are the kids in sports? Is
Yep.
that why you have a vehicle like this, so you can get the kids to and from wherever they're going?
It's all sports all the time.
Is it?
My daughter plays soccer. She's 10 years old. My son also plays soccer. He's 7 years old, and it's every weekend. I don't say, what are we doing? I'm just saying, which sports field are we going to? What soccer dome are we playing at? And what time do we need to get them there? So that keeps me busy. We love taking them away on traveling and to cottages, which is a very Ontario thing to do. And that's what keeps us busy when we're not talking about selling cars.
Are you a sports fan yourself?
I am.
You're in Ottawa, so be careful here.
I know. Both of my parents, this is what's always a unique story, is that both of my parents immigrated to Canada from Scotland. So when I grew up with, you can play soccer and you can play golf. But I'm actually a basketball fan. So I can't offend anybody in Ottawa because I do love the Raptors. And that doesn't divide the country, much like talking about the Canadians, the Senators, or the Leafs.
Yeah, well done.
So hopefully I passed that test.
No, that's a good. I'm a Raptors fan as well.
Perfect.
Actually, I grew up a Chicago Bulls fan, but
Yeah.
a Raptors fan. Just as we're about to wrap up here, because I know you're busy and you got lots of other things to do today. How long are you here in Ottawa?
We're here for 48 hours.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
gives us
In and
enough
out.
time to get into trouble in Ottawa for sure.
If somebody is looking at getting a BMW and it's their first introduction to the brand itself, and they're looking at a vehicle, what vehicle would you recommend right at this time? I know it's very individual and depending on, of course, do you have a big family, a small family,
Yep.
are you single? But
Yeah.
what would you recommend?
I would say we just launched this month the new X3. That segment, that size of car is the biggest volume segment in this country. So it's definitely the car that most people watching this would want to check out first with BMW is the all-new X3. The code name for that car is a G45. That lets you know it's the new X3, so that's a little bit of inside knowledge for the people watching this. But I'd say check out that car because that segment's big and we've brought the best, freshest product in that segment for people to experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, big things ahead. The future's looking bright for BMW. I can just tell by your excitement that you're looking forward to your next 10 months on the job.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
I really appreciate your time
Yeah,
today.
thank you.
Thank you
for
so
doing
much
that.
for
That was
doing
fun.
this.
And we didn't sing, which is just slightly
We did not sing.
disappointing.
And so you
good?
said Beyonce. Did you have a particular Beyonce song in mind?
There's only one song two men in a car could do, and that would be Single Ladies.
All the single ladies. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thanks so much for doing this again. Really
awesome.
appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it.
Enjoy the rest of your
I
time
will.
here in Ottawa.
Thank you.
All right.